All right, guys, we are now getting ready to head over to the marina and drop off all the parts to the Merc Cruiser mechanic, which is the one who is going to install all this for me. And he's going to check a lot of other things that we haven't checked in long time. So he's going to put that scanner on there, make sure everything is fine. And this is something I wanted to do for a long time, because we could do most of the jobs ourselves, but I want a mechanic to do it this time, so that way we can check everything else and make sure everything is okay. I'm really excited because I haven't been able to go out on the boat for about a month now, or a little bit more than a month, I think. And hopefully this weekend we can go out, and the winds looks like it's going to be favorable, so we could head out on the boat this weekend and have our relaxing time at Tavernier Key or somewhere else, and we'll see. So stay tuned, and here we go. On this video, we're not really going to show you how to take these things apart, because we had issues taking them apart, and the raw water is really difficult because it's in the position that you can't really get cameras or anything in there without interfering with holding it and taking the bolts off and all that for the raw water. So in this video, I'm not going to show you how to take them off and put them back on. You can see an overview of it, but the main thing that I want to show here is what 20 years of usage does to hoses and pumps. And that's what you're going to be seeing here. All right, guys, we have our boat part goodie bag, or goodie box in this case. We have the seawater raw water pump, we have the circulating pump, and we have several hoses that we found that were plugged inside with calcium. We're going to change those out. We have 3 hoses that we're going to change out. The belt, because the last one was damaged from the last raw water pump, and we have the thermostat housing painted, ready to put back on. And this hose here is the one that comes out from the thermostat to the circulating pump right here. So we're going to change all this out and see if that helps that overheating problem that we have in the boat. It's been going on for too long, and hopefully this would take care of all the problems. Now on this hose here, the biggest one, it had calcium inside here, which I'll show you later, and you're going to see how the hole is partially plugged up. But the worst ones are the smaller ones that the hole left in the middle there, it's really almost nothing. So here we go. All right, so here we have all the parts that we replaced on the boat, and this is 19 years old. I'd say 20 because the boat is going to be, it's 20 years old. I just own it to 19 of those 20. You can look at the inside, the buildup that you get inside the hoses after 20 years of usage. All right, that's that one there. This one here, let me just get the sunlight in there so you can see. And you can see inside there the buildup that we have all the way inside there. And on this one here, you can see that the size of the hose, and then the little space left is the size of a finger. So little by little it just gets smaller and smaller, and your boat will overheat. And these 3 hoses we just changed, so hopefully we could solve most of that problem. And this here is raw water pump. This is 19 years old as well, and even though it still turns perfectly, what we're going to do is going to open the back side here and take a look inside to see what 19 years of usage look inside this little impeller area here. So stay tuned. Let's see how this looks inside. Okay, well, one more to go. And here we go. That right there is what you see, 19 years worth of the impeller working. It looks like it's in good condition. It's just a little bit rusty here and a little bit of calcium buildup, and but it still spins well. It has no noise or anything. Let me see the vanes inside for the impeller. They look like they're all there. Looks like nothing is missing, nothing is broken in there, and that's about it. So this is 19 years old, and it was still working. I just thought that it was a good idea, since it's 20 years old, to go ahead and change it out for a new one. And inside the intakes and the area going to the engine, they look clean as well. They don't look like their thing is in the way. Inside here, it looks pretty clean as well. Considering it's 20 years old, it doesn't look like it had a flaw or damage or of any sort. I mean, it was still working. Nothing is cracked, nothing is broken. It was still working fine. So hopefully we got the new one in, and that'll give us another 20 years plus of service, hopefully. So let's see, because nowadays, the parts they do nowadays, nothing compared to back in 20, 30 years ago. This is the way it looks. It's a little rusted everywhere. Paint's coming off. But other than that, it still spins freely, and it makes no noise. So it looks like it's pretty good, considering that it's 20 years old. All right, we're doing the final stretch of the replacement of the raw
batteries are off,
water.
Right?
The batteries?
Yes.
Yeah, they're off at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is unhooked. So we're gonna go ahead and take off the raw water, the one that was damaged. We have the pulley here out already, and this is the aluminum pulley, but for 3 months it looks like it's been through major war, and I don't understand why, but we're gonna replace it with this one here. It was a big mistake buying the brass body raw water pump, because it turned out to be defective. Once we turned on the engine, there was all sorts of noises and things that really freaked me out, because it actually sounded like the engine was really going bad, and it was just the water pump that was defective. This water pump we bought from eBay, and it took about a week to get it. The problem that I've been having is to get original parts, is that you can't find them anywhere, and when you do, it's going to take you about a week or two. Like I waited like about 3 weeks for the original one, which originally we installed on the engine. The brass body, and we just want to see what went wrong with that pulley that was moving outward and messing up the serpentine belt. All right, my nephew just took out the tensioner. Well, it's not tensioner, it's like an extra pulley there that routes the serpentine belt where it goes. But this is how it looks. 19 years worth of usage. And what I recommend is to scrape off all of that loose paint and clean it up and repaint it before we put it back in there. So we're going to do that in the next few moments here. All right, we're just giving it a coat of paint after we washed it down, cleansed it, put some corrosion block on it, and we have the two parts here that is going back in with the raw water pump. These are the brackets. All right, so now we're putting the new raw water pump in place. We cleaned the brackets, took off all that rust, and painted it up nice and clean. We're putting them back in there now, and that's what Steve is doing now. He's putting the raw water pump back in place again with the bolts. All right, as we were finished installing the raw water pump, we noticed that the other mechanic that installed the circulating water pump had put the gasket in wrong. He missed the hole, whatever it was, but the gasket was completely out to one side, and you can see it on the picture right here. And this is one of the things that I've always said, that always try to do all the jobs that you can on your own. You can't trust anyone unless you have somebody like I have here, that I could have him here once limited, but he's here when I need him. But bro, if you don't have somebody that you can really 100% trust and put your hand on fire, you can't trust them. And this is the classic example here that I always talk on all of my videos, that you can't trust anyone. Whatever anybody does in your boat, stand by them, check it out, make sure everything is done right. We just found the gasket completely out of place, and now we have to take the whole thing apart again and reinstall everything that they did earlier. It just goes to show that you can't trust no one in the mechanic business. They could tell you whatever they want to tell you. Okay, certified Mercury, whatever, but guys, you just got to be careful. And another thing I wanted to mention is that I also found a bolt loose on the bracket for the tensioner. So that means that once this engine started revving up in higher RPMs, all that was going to come loose and tear it all apart everywhere. I mean, sometimes I just think that people just do things. I don't know if they do it on purpose or not, but sabotage, man. This is what they did to us here, sabotage. And it is not right. It's not right. I filmed this video over a month ago. It took me that long to calm down because I was really pissed all this time. I'm gonna say that not all mechanics are bad, but boy, you have to be really careful who you use to do work on your boat. This was a lesson learned, to really be careful who touches my boat. So that's my message to everyone. Be careful who touches your boat.
Now is a great time to like and subscribe. All you have to do is click on the subscribe button below. It's free, and you'll be part of the Keys Boating Channel family. Thanks so much for your support.